Namaste. Welcome. I'm Jamie. This is a short video about some ways in which you can use your feet-up trainer. So if you're new with your feet-up trainer, then I would suggest putting it in front of the wall because we will practice some inversions later. I'll show you how to get into some inversions. So take your trainer to the wall. So the wall is right by the cushion edge. Okay, just so you feel safe for kicking up. And also make sure you're clear on either side of you, just in case. So we'll start, take your feet up trainer on a mat, so again against the wall. And then let's start with a shoulder stretch. So you're gonna bring your knees under your hips and take your elbows to the wooden part of your trainer here and bring your palms together to touch. So it's like a heart melting pose or Anahata Asana. You're gonna melt your heart toward the ground. Bring your thumbs to the back of your neck. And you're opening up your chest here and the undersides of your arms. Take a couple of deep breaths. So this is a much more passive stretch, allowing my chest to melt toward the ground, soft belly. If you want a more active stretch, which could help stretch your underarms and your armpits, your side body a little more, you're going to draw your low belly in and up and fill in your lower back. And then widen your shoulder blades. And then there I feel the stretch a bit more through the undersides of my arms. It's more active. I'm using my core here, which you need for inversions. Okay, so you can start out passive and then work towards becoming more active. Lengthen your tailbone toward the wall behind you. Take another deep breath. And then release your hands, come up slow. Bring your hands to the wood part, tuck your toes. You're gonna lift up for a downward facing dog here with this support. Bend your knees and reach your tailbone up toward the sky. Let your head drop between your arms. We're gonna work on stretching out your hamstrings a little bit, so waking up the backs of the legs. Might pedal your heels. And then lift your head, come forward into a plank pose. So firm up your legs, your low belly, fill in your low back again. Shift your shoulders so they're right over your wrists and lengthen out through the crown of your head. And then exhale, slide back, downward facing dog. A little bend in your knees as you need. Come forward as you inhale. Back as you exhale. You can do this a few times. Flowing with your breath, listen for your ujjayi. Keep your whole body active and engaged here as you move back and forth. Need some energy flowing. Okay, so from downward dog, let's walk your feet a little closer so they're under your hips and you're more in like an Ardha Uttanasana stance, a halfway lift. So your ankles are about under your hips and you're reaching your tailbone again to the wall behind you, the crown of the head to the wall in front of you. Your belly is strong and fill in your low back. Take an inhale here, and then as you exhale again, bend your knees as needed and fold forward like Uttanasana, forward bend. Let the weight of your head go. And if it's easy to touch the ground, you can let go of your trainer there and touch the ground. Nod your head yes, shake it no. Come back up, inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. And then let's stand all the way up, press into your feet, reach up, look up, Urdhva Namaskar, upward prayer. Exhale, bring your hands back down. Halfway lift as you inhale, fold on your exhale. Lift up again halfway and step back to that downward facing dog again. From here, step your right foot forward. And then find a long lunge here, like a long runner's lunge. So you can inch your foot forward so your right knee is right over your ankle. Stretch your left leg back and start to sink your hips, open up through your left thigh, your hip flexors. Use the trainer to lift your chest. So you're up nice and high here and long through your spine, but sinking through your hips. You can even take a twist here. Reach your right arm up. Bring your right hand down and step your way back, down dog. And then step your left foot forward. Find a nice long runner's lunge here. Come to your fingertips maybe, lift your chest, use your core. Feel that nice stretch through the front of your right hip flexors, right thigh, engage your right glutes, lift your chest. So it's like your blocks, take your twist, only you're up higher so you can get more length up through your spine, feel more supported, which is what this prop is really good for. Help us with support. Bring your left hand down while we work in these active poses. Let's take a plank pose, inhale. Down dog, exhale, just adding in a little flow there. And then step your right foot forward, come into triangle pose this time. Spin your back, heel down. Sweep your left arm up to the sky. Send your hips back and your heart forward. And again, you're up higher, so you might feel like you have more space through your chest, your torso. You can lean back a bit more, keep your legs strong. Left hand down, step back. Step your left foot forward, again, triangle pose. Trikonasana, take your right arm to the sky, hips back, heart forward. Explore here, you know, with this new prop. See if you can send your hips further back, your heart further forward. Feel like your left side is just as long as your right side body. Exhale your right hand down and step your way back, down dog. Take another plank pose as you inhale, so creating a little flow, a little vinyasa. Exhale to downward dog. And you're going to walk your way forward, closer if possible, so closer than that Ardha Uttanasana. And then we're going to bring our head, so here we're going to come up into a split, so like a downward dog split. So walk as close as you can, and if your hamstrings are really tight, you can always come to your knees. You can try that and bring your head in, and you want your neck touching the back of your trainer here, and walk your feet in. So you might be out here if those hamstrings are tight, that's okay. And when I do just the downward dog splits, I like to spin my hands around so my feet are my hands are on the front of the wood here. It just feels good for me. So you can do that or hold on to the wood. If you're gonna go all the way upside down, definitely hold on to the wood here, okay? But for now, we're just gonna lift one leg up. So make sure your shoulders feel good. You might feel some more pressure in your head, and that's totally normal. You'll get used to going upside down if it's new for you, so you'll feel that pressure in your head first couple of times. Lift your right leg up. So you're in these downward dog splits. So you are in an inversion, reaping all the benefits of an inversion. Your heart over your head, energizing your brain, increasing your focus, your memory. Lift your left leg up. Increasing your immune system or enhancing your immune system. And then lower that leg down. You might do that one more time, each leg. So legs are strong, belly strong. Lift all the way up through your toes. Just getting a feel for how you feel upside down. Never rushing. And then come all the way down. So again, you can come to your knees to come out, especially if hamstrings are tight. That might be really helpful. And then take a moment, sit in Virasana or Sukhasana. Check in with your breath. So you might do that for the first couple of days, or when you feel like inverting but not totally. It's really great. Feel the blood flow into the brain. Okay, if you're ready to invert a little bit more, so come back up. So again, you can start from your knees or start from more of a forward bend, depending on your hamstrings. Okay, and then from there, so you have the wall behind you, so you're gonna kick up. So you're gonna hold on tight to the wood, take one leg up to the sky. So you're reaching up through the toes, bend your left knee, and then as you exhale, kick up. So the wall is there just in case you need it. And then you might play with taking your feet away from the wall and feel that support of your prop, and your neck is free, your head is free, so you're not compressing your cervical spine. Reach up through your legs though, keep your legs very active anytime you're upside down. And then when you're ready, you slowly come down. And again, maybe you need to sit for a moment, check in, see how you feel. Okay. And then other ways of inverting that you can play with once you get comfortable with the downward dog splits and with kicking up, then maybe you play with a one leg tuck. So you draw, and this is what the trainer is really, really helpful for, practicing or going upside down with control. Okay, so draw one leg tightly into your chest, round your back, and you're gonna bend your left knee and try to lift your hips up over your shoulders, and then take one leg up, your left leg up, then your right leg up. And then come down the same way. So you're rounding, you're tucking in, lower your legs and come down. And you can work on both legs tucking. Okay, so you wanna come to your tiptoes, shift your hips as high up over your shoulders as you can, round your spine, engaging your rectus abdominis, your core muscles here, and then pick up both feet. So you tuck your knees into your chest, then unfurl and come up. So you're coming up and down with control, which is what we want when we invert. And then you do the same thing, bend your knees, draw them in tightly in like a little ball, and then come on down. And then you can work on piking up. So again, coming to your tiptoes, shifting your hips as high as you can. And you're pressing into your hands too. Wrap your elbows in. And then you might lift your legs up. And then all the way up. And then once you're up here, you can play around when you feel comfortable. Splits. Little stag legs. Maybe you're working on your lotus legs. You know, you can do lots of stuff as long as you feel comfortable and stable. And the wall behind you might be very helpful for a while, okay, or forever. But it really gives you a lot of space around your neck. Okay, so then again, have a seat, take a couple of breaths. The other thing I like to do is then come over here and sit on it. You can do any of these in a flow. You can make up your own flow, of course, or just do one or two of these anytime you need a little stretch. So here you can sit and twist. Nice tall spine. And then twist in the other direction. And then come back, and then maybe even a nice back bend here. Come down and bring your mid back to the trainer, and then your thoracic spine on top. Clasp your hands behind your head, and then you might shift off of it a little bit and walk your feet forward. Drop your hips. Find a nice back bend here. Really helpful in restorative or yin poses, folding forward onto the trainer, using it as a prop there of support for your head. That feels really nice to open up the thoracic spine and the chest. And then support your head up. And then maybe even a forward bend here, stretching out your legs and then coming forward. Okay, so get creative with your new prop. Just make sure you're safe and you have the energy to go up and come down when you do your inversions. Okay, thanks for joining me. Namaste.